there is incredibly explosive breaking news in Ottawa today with regard to massive, widespread fraud in the Liberals' student work permit program. These are work permits and permits that are issued to non-citizens to come to Canada to study and work. And we know that over the last several years, the Liberals, they brought in well over 1 million non-citizens under these programs. There's been all sorts of housing issues with access to healthcare. But on top of the volume, today, Canada's Auditor General found widespread, rampant, explosive fraud in Canada's foreign student permit system. And it is just a dumpster fire, guys. I've been all over this all day. I'm going to break down and explain to you exactly what's happened, but I need you to do two things for me. Share this video and also click subscribe on the link that's in the comments. What's in the comments is my Substack. This allows me to directly communicate with you and avoid the Liberals' censorship bans, their Bill C-11, Bill C-18, but I got to break this fraud down for you. It is crazy. So please share this video. People need to see how bad this is. And this is right on Mark Carney. This happened under Mark Carney's watch. So he's just like another Liberal. Nothing has changed. And I would argue that the report that came out today, it shows that immigration is actually worse under Mark Carney than it was under Justin Trudeau. So let's look through some of the headlines on this. So this is the Auditor General report. It did break today. It says Canada not tracking foreign students after visas lapse, Auditor General says. And in the report, they found that the Liberals, that there's hundreds of thousands of foreign students who have had their visas lapse, and the Liberals don't even know about it. But it gets worse. It gets far, far worse. This is from the CBC, and you guys, you know it's bad when the CBC is reporting how bad something is that the Liberals have done. Immigration Department not keeping up with demand for student visa probes, Auditor General. This is a polite headline, but what underneath really says it all. It says 150,000 cases of fraud were flagged. 150,000 cases of fraud were flagged. And you know how many the Liberals said that they investigated? And we got this out of the minister at committee today. Okay. Only 2,000. They only investigated 2,000 out of 150,000 cases of fraud. That is like massive, widespread, rampant fraud in the student visa system. And it's the Liberals' fault. So let's back up. You'll remember that it was Liberal, now the Justice Minister, who failed upwards, Sean Fraser. He let in and bragged about it, hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of foreign students in such a short period of time that housing, healthcare, and jobs couldn't keep up. He bragged about it. In fact, today, Blacklock's even said, this is a local news reporting outlet here on Parliament Hill. They reminded the public that both him and Mark Miller, he's another Mark Carney cabinet minister, they actually said that bringing in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of foreign students who had the ability to work was good for the job market in Canada. But actually, a report today also showed that the Department of Labor Employment, ESDC, they actually knew they knew that this policy of bringing in so many people, too many people too fast, was actually causing the youth unemployment crisis right now. And I know so many of you either have kids or you are a youth. And you're not able to find a job. You're not able to get that entry level job. And all of these employers that are saying, oh, well, Canadian job performance. She was laughing at this. She wasn't taking it seriously. So you guys, I want to be really clear. When the minister is laughing about these issues and mocking them, she's not taking these concerns seriously. She's not agreeing that we need to restore order and fairness back into Canada's immigration system. And guys, that is a critical issue in this country right now. We all want a stable and transparent system that prioritizes the best outcomes for Canadians. But the minister's response today, it didn't give me a lot of hope. It was just brutal. And this is Mark Carney's immigration minister. These failures, he can't pass these off under Justin Trudeau. They're his failures, right? So, please share this video. 150,000 cases of fraud, guys. Think about that. That's not like one or two. Think about a city that has that population. And, 500,000 or so, that's what some of these stories are saying. Students with expired permits that they don't even know where they are. I mean, think about a city the size of 500,000. That's roughly about like Quebec City-ish, Hamilton-ish, give or take. This is a dumpster fire. Now, I want to give you guys some hope. I always want to close on a hopeful note. Conservatives, we've been out fighting this for months, for years, over the fall and into the winter here. We've been putting forward concrete proposals to restore order and fairness. And that includes, it's absolutely crazy. I raised this in the House today that the Liberals are going to bring in 155,000 more foreign student permits this year, on top of the 50,000 cases of fraud, on top of 500,000 undocumented persons in the country, on top of nearly 3 million people in the country who are on expired or expiring visas. And that's crazy. Canadians deserve the first crack at Canadian jobs. We should be hiring Canadian right now. And, the system's just out of control. Nothing's changed. Mark Carney tries to say that, everything's changed. Maybe it has changed. I think it got worse. Guys. But again, on that hopeful note, we're fighting. We're fighting this. You guys are helping us fight by